Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to the Florida Man Diaries, and I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy this one. I assume this is going to be like stories to do with crazy men from Florida, like men trying to flip and wrestle alligators or stuff like that. Just wacky stories that you would hear you don't really think are possible, but they've happened, and it's most likely in Florida, and in this case is in Florida. And that's pretty much it. So we're going to check this out. Hopefully going to enjoy. Links are in the description to my Patreon if you want to see some reactions that I can't post to YouTube. And yeah, let's just check this out. Another acts or event shown. Oh damn, it's going to get quite... What, is it going to be dark or what? Or just silly? I guess it's just silly stuff.
Oh, say, can you see America, the land of the free? A collection of 50 different unique states, each offering up a variety of beautiful locations. The sprawling mountain ranges of Utah, the iconic city skyline of New York, or the vast deserts of Nevada, just to name a few. Not to mention the number of iconic landmarks dotted across the 9.8 million square kilometers of American soil. But there is one state. One state shrouded in a blanket of mystery. A state that stands out for a number of reasons. Known for its many legends. Florida, the Sunshine State. Beautiful weather, home to Disney World in Orlando, the sunny beaches of Miami, and some of the biggest fucking alligators you've ever seen in your entire life. Not to mention the bustling population of over 21.4 million people. But within this population is a strange phenomenon. A curse, some might say, living amongst the common Floridians, is a unique species of individual. The Florida Man.
A Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man.
A man in Florida.
Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man. Bush's baked beans.
Now, through generic internet memes, you get the impression that most of the US views Florida as this dark shadow realm where only the weirdest events occur, and everybody that lives there is a crazed maniac. Sort of just like a big, dangerous swamp. Now, this could all just be palmed off as funny, light-hearted goofs and gaffs between fellow Americans on social media. You know, like point fun at the weird guy. But something that's intrigued me for a good number of years now is the huge number of news headlines that come off the back of the Florida Man. If you've never encountered these infamous Florida Man stories for yourself, there is a flood of evidence.
What was the... Wait.
The man. If you've never encountered these
Girl nearly kidnapped.
infamous Florida Man stories for yourself,
Oh my...
there is a flood of evidence scattered across the web. Subreddits, Twitter accounts, YouTube videos, all documenting the ever-growing, already abundant collection of bizarre media headlines, all with one common feature. August 30th, 2017, a storm was brewing just off the coast of Cape Verde in the central Atlantic Ocean, right next to
where's Florida coming into this?
Africa. First, a tropical wave. A wave that would quickly evolve into Hurricane Irma.
Hurricane Irma.
Okay.
Hurricane Irma. Hurricane Irma.
Irma.
Hurricane Irma, life-threatening hazards in association with Irma.
Very dangerous hurricane on our hands.
Strong, intense hurricane.
Record-breaking hurricane, not good.
And make sure they have a plan to get out.
Take it extraordinarily seriously.
A major hurricane that was sitting at a Category 3 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, which means devastating damage will soon occur. But this was nothing. By September 4th, Irma had moved westward. By this point, it had progressed to a Category 5 hurricane, signalling catastrophic damage. Or in simpler terms, get the fuck out of there. And just 2 days later, on September 6th, winds had reached deadly speeds of over 180 miles per hour as it tore through the Leeward Islands, resulting in mass damage and several deaths as Hurricane Irma intensified even further. By September 8th, it had reached the east coast of Cuba, raging on further, causing billions of dollars of damage. Now, due to its interaction with Cuban land, a day later, September 9th, Irma had decreased down to a Category 2 hurricane, but no end was in sight. It was here, around 10 days into Irma's path of wreckage, it turned northwestward towards Florida, picking back up to a Category 4 as it approached from the south. Winds were still around 130 miles per hour at this point.
What the fuck am I seeing?
Thankfully, due to the northward path, Miami was somewhat spared, but effects were still seen. It first strikes impact with the Keys, and then started to head upwards towards Marco Island. Now, Florida had been in a state of emergency for a few days now, making preparations for the oncoming damage. Public schools, state colleges, and state universities in all 67 counties were closed. Airports were closed, 9,000 flights were cancelled, 7,000 troops were deployed, and an estimated 6.5 million Florida residents were ordered to evacuate their homes. But worst of all, Disney World was forcefully told to close. So with a major hurricane that had already ripped through several territories, destroyed thousands of homes, injured hundreds, caused major flooding, and resulted in billions of dollars of damage, soon threatening to tear through the west side of Florida, one man was ready. Let's call him Ryan Edwards, because that's what his name is. Well, Ryan had a plan.
Ryan? I've never seen someone called Ryan spelled Ryan. Is this just... It's Ryon. I've never seen Ryan spelt like that.
Edwards, because that's what his name is. Well, Ryan had a plan. With Hurricane Irma looming in the distance, Ryan set up a Facebook group where he proposed the idea that on September 10th at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, the group would gather to shoot guns at Hurricane Irma.
Oh my god, I swear I've seen something about shooting guns at hurricanes is the worst possible thing you could do, right? Because the speeds of the winds, and then you've got bullets blowing at that speed. Fuck me. That is the most Floridian man. That's not what it's called. That's the most Florida man thing I've ever seen mentioned in a video.
Responses slowly started popping up. One user wrote, "Yo, so this goofy looking windy headass named Irma said they're pulling up on us. Let's show Irma that we shoot first." And surprisingly, 54,000 Florida residents signed up showing interest in the event, with 21,000 of these actually planning to attend. Memes started to pop up everywhere and the headlines went wild. Florida gun owners encouraged to shoot the storm and fire their guns at Hurricane Irma. A call to shoot Hurricane Irma gained unexpected attention. So as the 10th rolled around and the clock struck 10, Ryan's plan had paid off. Around 20,000 people gathered in a field in Florida, armed with their weaponry. Like a scene out of a movie, they faced Hurricane
That's mental. They could have all just been killed.
Irma head on, readied their guns and let loose. Thousands of bullets zipping through the storm. And the craziest part, it actually worked. The sheer power of the bullets caused Irma to change course off the western coast of Florida. Ryan had done it. His bootleg Facebook group had worked to divert a Category 4 hurricane. Can you believe it? No,
classic, right?
Because it didn't fucking work. In fact, nobody turned up. The
Oh, okay. Fucking, I was about to say.
event didn't even take place, and Hurricane Irma went on to cause an additional $50 billion of damage across western Florida. Ryan stated that the whole Facebook group was just a prank.
I started the whole shoot Hurricane Irma thing really just as a joke.
And it was probably best that it never actually happened, because it turns out that shooting bullets at a hurricane can have some pretty dangerous consequences. But it still took a tweet from a Florida sheriff to deter people from actually attending. But however strange, maybe that's just a one-off weird Florida man story. I mean, everywhere has one or two wild headlines. Like the Plymouth man that was caught doing 88 miles per hour on a 70 mile per hour motorway and tried dodging jail by claiming that his imaginary friend was the one doing the driving. And fair enough. But across the pond, in Florida, there's quite the abundance. December 2015. 24-year-old Patrick Remp wanted to spend some time with his buddies, but there was one slight problem. They were all in prison. So one night, Patrick, who was currently high on the synthetic drug Flacker,
Flacker? I feel like I've heard of this. I don't know what though. It's probably just a crazy drug, right? It just turns you into a different species.
sort of similar to bath salts, and for legal
See, there's the one story with Florida and the bath salts where it turned that person into a zombie. I remember that when I was young and I was like so scared, but I was like, oh my god, there's this zombie human who had bath salts. Yeah, wild.
reasons, I must say, please don't take either of these. Especially not at the same time. Anyway, it seemed that the drug had quite the effect on Patrick, because during his mission to see his pals, he attempted to drive his car through the front door of the Indian River County Jail. And when this quickly failed, he rammed the surrounding fence, attempted to climb up, and ended up tangled up in it. Weirdly, the police arrived pretty quickly, and after causing around $5,000 worth of damage, Patrick was arrested on charges of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, battery on a law enforcement officer, 3 counts of felony criminal mischief, leaving the scene of a crash with property damage, and a DUI. But ironically, he was held in none other than Indian River County Jail. So, he got
No way. Oh, that's class.
to see his pals after all. Well, just 2 months earlier, around 81.2 miles south in West Palm Beach, Florida resident Joshua James was on a late night drive in his pickup truck. The time was around 1 a.m, the air was cool, and Joshua was parched. So he did what any normal man would do at that time and pulled up to the nearest Wendy's. He ordered a large soft drink, nothing more. And at around 1:20 a.m, Joshua rolled up to the drive-thru window to collect his order. The kind Wendy's lady hands him his drink, and then Joshua proceeds to throw a 3.5-foot alligator through the Wendy's drive-thru window and then floors it.
What? Wait. He's just carrying an alligator with him. Wait, what?
Thankfully, police managed to safely remove the alligator, and thanks to salvaged surveillance footage, we see that the employee made a hasty escape. And if you wanted to see said alligator, it's right there. One frame. I guess Joshua threw that motherfucker at the speed of light. Well, in the end, Joshua was banned from all Wendy's stores and was arrested on the charges of assault with a deadly weapon. And in a news interview, Joshua's mother had quite the hot take on his crime.
You definitely believe
It was just a prank. Oh, get out.
this was a prank.
Oh, 100%, because he's a prankster.
Oh, is he just a prankster, is he, Linda?
Yeah, at 1 o'clock in the morning, you just rang and go, flip it. Shush, man. Just shush. Except your child was in the wrong. Come on.
Just a light-hearted prank, was it? Throwing a fucking alligator at somebody through a window. I guess that one's #1 in all of the joke books. Now, however bizarre this crime was, as I looked deeper, I started to notice a trend. A trend that made it seem that Joshua's crime wasn't that out of the ordinary. Florida men love alligators. I mean, there was hundreds of headlines featuring the scaly
Here we
bastards.
go.
And the alligators. I mean, it was practically endless. Florida man arrested for trying to get alligator drunk. Florida man charged with picking magic mushrooms whilst carrying an alligator. Florida man fights alligator to save dog. Florida man caught feeding wild alligator resists arrest. He is a good boy and loves bagels. And maybe best of all, Florida man shouts "fuck that alligator," jumps into a lake, and is killed by alligator.
My God, man. People, I mean, I guess you're under the influence, right? There's no sane human. Yeah, under the influence, or you are just a bit out there in your brain. There's no sane human who's jumping in a lake when there's alligators in there. I mean, fair enough. If there's one way you want to go and you love alligators, then do this, I guess. But Jesus Christ.
Okay, he was from Texas, but the point still stands. Florida sure is Gator Town. Honestly, reading Florida Man headlines has become a genuine pastime of mine. You'll find a weird one, think that you've seen the worst, and then instantly top it. Please, join me by the fire as I read you a handful of my favourite that I've collected over the years. Florida man manages to misspell school on warning sign.
No. Ah, fuck. I mean, I hope he didn't, lose his job or something, because that is a big mistake to make.
Twice. Florida man ripped urinal from restaurant bathroom wall. Runs naked into woods. Florida man pauses police chase to rehydrate with stolen Capri-Sun. I mean, these are insane. I love it. In fact, these headlines are so unworldly that you can just create a fake one on the spot and it will sound real. Here, let me give it a go. Alright, my best made up Florida man headline. Here it goes. Florida man claims son, wife, was kidnapped by holograms. Oh, classic. Oh wait, that one's real.
For fuck's sake.
These headlines aren't just a thing of the past. If you Google Florida man and filter by news, there's still fresh headlines appearing every single day. Now, the true cause and origin of the Florida man isn't entirely explained. Maybe it's the extreme heat, something in the water, or some exotic bug carrying a pathogen. Or maybe it runs deeper politically, with increasing crime rates or growing drug use in the state. But the Florida man is an untamed beast, and is still very much at large. Now, if you won't mind me, I've got a Facebook event where we're going to gather in a local park to protect the world from a rain cloud. And with all of that said...
No, this is a very good video. I was not expecting it to be this good. I can relate to the bit... I can relate to being a bit of a prankster too. Like that time I flashbanged a bunch of minimum wage McDonald's employees. Had me dying. I'm embarrassed to say I fully believed you when you said the gun attack on the hurricane worked. Yeah, I was there thinking, wait, what? I was when he was saying it worked, I was there thinking, okay, he's going to be sarcastic. But I thought people got together and done that, and I was thinking, but surely if 20,000 people were there, they would have all died, and it would have been in the news. I was kind of confused, but yeah, Florida is literally a gun state. It's shaped like an actual gun. I was literally going to say that at the start of the video. I was thinking, it literally looks like a pistol. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction. I really did, actually, and I mean... I don't know what other videos this channel does, but if there's more like this, I'm sure I'll love this channel. But yeah, that's it. Until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.